Our meditation removes you from fight or flight and gently places you in rest and digest. Our nervous system is made up of subsystems. And one of those subsystems is the autonomic nervous system, or the ANS. The ANS is compromised of three divisions: the sympathetic, the parasympathetic, and the enteric. Today, we're going to focus on the first two, as they are the ones that are primarily responsible for how much stress we feel. The sympathetic nervous system is ruled by the amygdala. The amygdala is our threat detection system. It's a little almond-shaped piece in each sphere of our brain. And it's constantly on the lookout for threats, things that will cease our survival. It's compromised of very short neuron paths so that it can respond quickly and completely take over our reactions and how we respond. It floods us with cortisol, the stress hormone, and it tenses our muscles for immediate action in case we have to burst in a certain direction. Now, on the other side of that, we have our parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system, or better known as rest and digest, has the task of returning the body to peacefulness, to calmness, to safety, to a resting state. Each moment of each day, our nervous system is playing that ping pong game, or that table tennis, right? It's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. What's that noise? Is it a tiger in the woods? Is it going to jump out and eat me? Is it a burglar outside? That summer breeze, is it just a nice warm summer breeze, or is it a wind indicating a huge storm is on the rise? As our nervous system's asking these questions, it's going through thousands of past experiences. Then in a very predictive manner, it's assembling a scenario of what this specific piece of stimuli I'm getting hit with right now means. And this is all happening in the background in our subconscious. Remember, this is an amazing fact. When I heard this, it blew me away. We're hit with anywhere from 5 to 10 million bits of stimuli per second. And our conscious mind, what we're actually aware of, we can only process 50 bits. So every second of every day, our subconscious mind is deeming what to kick up to our conscious mind, what to pay attention to, based on how it interprets what is important to us. Now, what's all this have to do with meditation? I promise you I'm getting there. There's just one more thing that I want you to have an understanding of as we move through this. We have something that's called the negative bias. And in simple terms, it means that we tend to lean towards the negative as a mechanism to keep us safe. Remember, the number one job of our mind, and specifically of the sympathetic nervous system, our amygdala, is our survival. So when something isn't clear, when we don't have something in our past of reference, when we perceive things are getting dicey, we're moving into that uncomfortable state. We default to the negative. A confused mind will always say no. But now let's jump into the meditation and how that can help us. We know that for each piece of stimuli we're hit with, it passes through the subconscious. The subconscious then scans millions and billions of files. Kind of like goes through that file cabinet, right? Bzzz. I'm looking for that one piece of paper. That's what it does. And those files are our past experiences. And it draws a conclusion. And many times that conclusion, for numerous reasons, both logical and illogical, leans towards the negative. And we don't proceed forward. And many times, without us even realizing what's happening, we don't proceed forward. We're not proceeding forward. We're on that hamster wheel, and we don't even realize why we're on that hamster wheel. Meditation is how we start to slow that process down. Meditation can teach us to operate more from the parasympathetic nervous system than the sympathetic nervous system. Meditation can help us operate and make decisions from a state of rest and digest instead of fight or flight. That's the power of meditation. Meditation can do lots of different things. It can program our subconscious mind. It can bring us into a restful, calm state. And that's where we're going today. We're going to use meditation to calm us, to let us just relax. Now, a lot of times people, the number one complaint I get from people when I bring up meditation is, I can't meditate, I got ADHD. Or I can't meditate, I can't sit that long. And I love when someone says that to me, because meditation, I write this in my book here, meditation is about training your brain to focus and accepting the fact that your mind will race. That's part of meditation. There's a lot of different parts about meditation. I can go on with meditation for hours. Today, we're going to pay attention to that part. We're going to pay attention to the part of our mind wants to race, and I can't meditate. And the fact is, you're the perfect candidate for meditation. And we're going to relate how that going through that meditation session can start teaching our brains to operate from rest and digest and not fight and flight. So, the meditation cycle. It has 4 parts to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? The first part is the focus part. We're going to start down here, focus. We all choose something to focus on. Right now, we're going to start focusing on our breath. It's the easiest way of starting meditation. I want you to focus on your breath. So, nice breath in. 1. 2. As you start controlling your breathing, just the action of you controlling your breathing will start shifting you into parasympathetic mode. So there's breathing exercises that we're going to talk about in the future also. But for meditation, I just want you to count your breath. Just sit there comfortably, either lying down, comfortably sitting down in a comfortable posture, gazing off to one specific object, or sitting there. I like sitting there with my eyes closed and just relaxing. I'm going to focus on the breath. Now, at some point in time in that meditation, as I'm counting my breath, I'm going to lose focus. And I'm going to be thinking, I'm going to lost focus. And I'm going to be thinking about dinner. I'm going to be thinking about shopping, about the laundry, about splitting wood, about fixing the car, about the car inspection. My mind's going to be racing all over the place. And that is going to happen, and that's perfectly fine. After this happens, you're going to move on to realization. You're going to discover that your mind wandered off. And in that moment, you're going to thank your mind. All right, thanks for reminding me. I'll take care of that when I'm finished here. And you're going to redirect. That's the 4th step. Redirect. Focus. Back to the focus. So you're going to remind yourself that I'm supposed to be focusing on my breath and not focusing on the millions of little tasks I have to do today. And as you go through this, you're training your mind to focus on what you tell your mind to focus on. So that when you're sitting down and you need to write that article, you need to write that paragraph for your book, you need to write that workout, you need to write that list. Whatever the task is, you need to, whatever it is, like I'm cleaning the house. Like when I clean the house, like I say I'm going to clean my office, and then I pick up my phone to to go charge it, and then I walk into the kitchen, and then that's it. All of a sudden, I forgot about my office. And an hour later, I'm down in the basement, like cleaning something in the basement. And it all started because I was cleaning my office, and my office never got cleaned. So this is a way of teaching our mind to come back to what we originally started focusing on. It's a process. When you first do this, sit down for a minute, a mere minute, and just do this, and see how much your mind races, and be okay with your mind racing. Meditation at a deeper level is paying attention to your mind racing. Paying attention to what your mind races on. Let's bring this back to the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system for a second. As we're meditating, part of this meditation, we could have a focus of becoming relaxed, going through the initial meditation cycle of relaxing the body. And then once our body's relaxed, we get to tell our body, and we could start thinking about times we were happy, times we were safe, times we were crushing it. And that starts programming our mind that not everything's a threat, that there are good things out there, that you as an individual have seen success in the past. That success can be something like, I received my driver's license, I graduated from high school, I have my doctorate, whatever it may be. I landed the job I wanted to land. I left the job that was making me unhappy. That could be a win, right? So you start, when you start coming into this and you start choosing what your focus is in your meditation cycles, then you can start showing your mind that the world isn't as bad or as negative as it perceives it to be. And then you start building those files. Remember those files we were talking about, negative bias? Those files in the file cabinet? We start replacing those files with files of joy, of happiness, of love. Our mind is now operating more from rest and digest. When our mind's operating from rest and digest, our mind is open to more opportunities that appear. Everything you want in life is all around you already. Your mind just isn't in tune to seeing it yet because of that negative bias. Start here, guys. We're going to be coming out with a whole bunch of other stuff for you. Tune back in. Lots of things on the horizon. We're doing 100 in 100 challenge. 100 posts in 100 days. Somebody challenged me to that. They gave me 3-to-1 odds that I would not actually complete it. So this is a shout out to you, Lou. This is number 1. We're going to crush it. I'm going to take you along for the journey. Over here, we believe in living up top in the numerator, not the denominator. Results over excuses. Go out there today. Be unstoppable! Guys, I love you. You're going to crush it. Have a great, great day.